avocado and some medley fruit and some almond
Oh,
milk.
ooh, yeah.
Okay.
Say it one more time. Spinach. Okay.
Spinach,
Okay.
avocado, and
Yeah.
some medley fruit and some almond milk.
And some almond
Oh,
milk.
okay.
Okay.
Oh,
Mhm.
medley fruit. Fruit. Okay.
Yeah,
All
so
right.
it just whatever came out the bag when I poured it in
Oh,
there.
damn. Okay. Well, that's cool.
Some, yeah, sometimes
Well,
that's
it
good. Good as
look
any.
like it's good. Look like it's good and healthy. And what we're gonna talk about today is good and healthy because we're talking about the WNBA. So, you know, it's, it's a good and healthy thing to talk about that particular league. And I know Mo like loves the league to death, and so this will be right up her alley. And then Antoine's in the house. What is it? Antoine the Don. Okay, so now you upgrading names now. Okay,
Yeah, yeah. Mr.
getting
411. You Mr. 411, so I need my own handle now. Antoine the Don.
Antoine the
I need my
Don. Okay,
yeah, I need my own handle now. So I can
yeah.
start so I can get out here.
Okay. Well, when we get back on the end of this thing, we're gonna talk about all this Cait hate. Yeah, we back. Let's get to it. Thank everybody for tuning in, subscribe, do all the good stuff. Share it is caring. Check us out on YouTube, 401 Sports World on YouTube, 401 Sports World Network on YouTube, and then also on TikTok, Mr. 411, MisterFourOneone. That spells Mr. 411 right there on TikTok. Same thing on Instagram too, Mr. 411. And that's where you'll find a lot of our video clips. So check it out. Today, we are going to talk about the WNBA, and you can't talk WNBA without talking about Caitlin Clark, and because it all starts and ends with her. Okay, all right, no reaction there. All right, but yeah, that's what we're going to talk about.
Yeah, yeah.
Caitlin Clark situation.
You don't want my reaction, so I'm gonna let you since it's your program. It's your
Oh
program,
man,
so I ain't gonna give you my reaction. It's your program,
hey,
so
well, you definitely gonna have the opportunity to do that because that's what this is for. You know what I'm saying? This is we have open
Mm.
dialogue here. Love it or leave it, love it or hate it. At the end of the day, we all gonna have a beer together. Even though I don't drink beer, but I'll drink apple cider. I'll do that.
I don't drink beer either.
Okay, but I'll drink apple cider. Hey, or a little Hennessy. I'll do Hennessy. Oh, there we go. There's the Bud Light. That's my boy Drake. Free advertising there for Bud Light. All right, so Caitlin Clark. Let's just start with the initial thoughts of the WNBA thus far. Ladies first. We'll start with you, Mo. Your thoughts on the Caitlin Clark phenomenon right now, and in particular, what's going on between like the hard fouls and flagrants and all this other stuff that's going on in the league. Just give me your overall thoughts.
Well, first of all, I really think it's not a good look for SW because at the end of the day, we all should be supporting each other as women and not tearing each other down because we have enough of that already. And Caitlin Clark is bringing so much more to the W now, which is what is needed to grow the W. But on the other hand, you have these players jealousy or whatever they showing against her is not a good look. And I think it's going to hurt them in the long run if they don't stop doing that because we need it to grow. We want we want people to watch the W. We want the players to come in and have the 3 point from the logo or whatever we need to do to increase the viewership for the W. Like women can't dunk, some have dunk, but it's not like men. We need the crossovers, the breaking ankles. We need something in the W to increase the viewership, and Caitlin Clark is doing that. So we need more. players like Caitlyn to come in the W to increase the views. Like, I don't understand it, and the fouls that they doing is unacceptable. Like, I don't like that at all. Regardless of race, I don't like the fouls they doing. It's uncalled for, and they should be fined for it because they need to make a um they need to make a point or example out of somebody so it can stop before it gets too bad, before fights break out, fines, just before it get out of control. Because at the end of the day, you have little girls coming up, even the boys coming up watching this. And that's not what basketball is. Basketball should be a team sport, competitive sport, and also sportsmanship. Regardless of what you're doing out there, who is the player being talked about in the media, it doesn't matter. You all here doing the same thing. Playing the ball, competitive to grow the sport. That's my point. That's my take on it.
Okay, all right, that's an interesting take. We're gonna pass it over to Antoine the Don, and I'm certain he has some interesting things to say about the WNBA thus far. Oh, let's unmute you right quick.
Yeah, I muted myself. I'm sorry. Y'all can hear me?
Yes, sir. Good to
Okay.
go.
So first thing, I do like some of the points that you made in the things that you were saying as far as like some of the cohesiveness and pushing forward of the league that the women need to do. I do think that they probably do all need to be on the same page because it is in order to get the payday that they're really looking for, you have to generate the revenue. You generate the revenue from the looks. You generate the looks from what's happening on the floor. And so I do agree with that. The one thing that Caitlin Clark has done and that you cannot deny about what she's done is bring exposure. Um, even with some of the better talent, as far as some of the better talent that's come to the WNBA, they weren't able to create the buzz, the media pickup, the casual fan, she's been able to do that, and so like you have to give her kudos on that part, and and to the pushing forward of that part of the league, I agree with. However, and I can tell you this: I had two aunts. Well, one aunt that I was born with, and one aunt that I gained from a marriage.
Okay.
Um, and this is a shout out to Renee Kendricks, who is my aunt, my mama's sister. Uh, I can I can remember her being better than me, and she used to beat me. I did not like that. You know what I'm saying? And you can say what you want to. It was because she was a girl and I was a boy, and she used to beat us. She didn't. She used to beat us.
Yeah, what,
Beat
basketball?
us. Yeah, and she
Okay.
played. Yeah, she's a basketball player. Yeah, she used to beat
Okay.
us. You know what I'm saying? Like we get out there and play basketball. Like, dude, she she didn't care about me being her nephew. I was the oldest nephew. I was her. I'm the golden child. Really, like I was the golden child. She
Okay.
whooped my tail. She whooped me. You hear me?
Yeah.
She did not let me. She cared nothing about that. When we were playing basketball, I was an opponent, and my job was to lose. You know what I'm saying? And so I take that point as far as the competitiveness about anybody. When you're out there, you're playing. There's no. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to beat whoever's in front of me.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like and Mr. 411, we take this back to our times when we played ball together.
Yeah.
I don't care
No
who was
holds
on that
barred.
floor.
Yeah.
We made no money. I never made a dime playing basketball. And we get out there and run out there and play on a toe up ankle, a toe up knee. You know what I'm saying? Just for that. And I don't want to be long winded and but like you say, the competitiveness that's in a player that is anyone that is an athlete. You call yourself an athlete, a competitor. That's just in you. And and I want to I want to give another shout out to Vanessa Graham Jenkins. That's Kim's aunt. Dude, she would have made it to the she would have been a WNBA player had she been probably about 8 or 9 years younger. That's how good she was. I'm telling you, like, if I'm not mistaken, I know she when she left school, I think Howard University, I think she was their all time leading scorer when she left. But she was a baller and like I'm telling you, like right now, like when we get together, and that's one time, TJ, Mr. 401, I need to get her
Mhm.
on this podcast and let you talk to her about
Absolutely.
basketball. But like, dude, I'm telling you, like that competitive drive and that competitive fire that comes within uh, any sport. I don't care what you're doing. It is for me. It's a hard thing to sit back and say that when somebody who hasn't been so accomplished is getting a lot of fanfare and allegro that you didn't get, they gonna come after you.
Hmm.
They're gonna and to bring it back around. I think
Mhm.
that's why you're getting a lot of the things, and not only at Caitlin Clark. We saw Angel Reese get
We we
flow
got choke
loaded. You
slam.
know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, she got flow. The old day she
Yeah.
got flow loaded. You know what I'm saying? That was a flow boat. You know what I'm saying? She got knocked. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? And I for me personally, I like it. I don't, as far as somebody that saw 80s basketball, 90s basketball, and some of the things that I know it can't be okay anymore. I know it can't be okay anymore, but I do like it. I like it being a little gritty. I like it being a little nasty. And I also like the fact that we're not supposed to let women, you know, women aren't dainty little things. They're not, what I'm saying? Like, these are competitors.
Yeah.
These are warriors out on the floor that have time invested in their craft, and they are not going to just let some unchallenged person come in and say that you're saving us. And I'm sorry I was long winded on everything, but that's my point on that. I like the fact that they're fouling them hard. I like it. I like the little dirtiness. Give me a tick. I'll take a tick.
Well, okay. Well, cool. I mean, I don't have a problem with the physical play. Like, and WNBA has had physical play since day one. I referee women's college basketball. The game is physical. Um, Especially seeing it right up close and personal for years. And that's all well and good for me. Um, I'm just going to fast forward to where what I do have an issue with, and that was the cheap shot. In my opinion, that cheap shot by Kennedy. Uh, when you blindside somebody like that, it wasn't even in the context of the game at that point. And then you go to the post game interview and you say, "I'm not talking about Caitlin Clark." Whether it's true or not, that comes across like you have something against her. And then for Angel Reese to
What's
clap
wrong with
when
that?
and well, I'm gonna get to that. But and then for Angel Reese to clap when the cheap shot was made on Clark like that, that wasn't a good look either. It seems that seems like it was all discussed and planned out. And now you guys tell me, when last time you seen somebody just cheap shot somebody out of the blue like that, in a situation like that. It's one thing to do it when you're playing and you're putting defense on the player, you're trying to prevent the ball, the player from catching the ball, catching the inbound, or things like that. But that was just a cheap shot. That Caitlin Clark could have got caught whiplash on that. She could be out for 2-3 weeks, and now you starting to mess with your bottom. Now you starting to mess with your bottom line. Yeah, we could do that, but the play was dirty. If it was within the context of the game, like you were saying earlier about hard fouls, Okay, that's one thing. But that was a straight up cheap shot. I challenge anybody to say that to describe that as not a cheap play. That's what we need to make sure is not in the game right now, because the WNBA is at this point probably at its highest attention across the board than it was from when it first started. That all that hype from when it first opened up, when you had Rebecca Lobo, Lisa Leslie, throwing that first toss to Teresa Weatherspoon, who's the coach for the Sky, like that's the kind of buzz that's coming into the league now. And so, why would you risk injuring a player that's helping bring that attention? Whether she meant to bring the attention or not, she's being followed that way. I would utilize that as a catalyst to help put more money in my own pocket, because the more ticket sales you get, the bigger stadiums you have games in, the more revenue starts generating, the more teams you can start adding, all this stuff. Eventually, it helps the league and the players get paid more. We talk about charter flights. You know what I'm saying? Now you're starting to see that. Yes, it's starting with Caitlin Clark team, but that's going to now have to move to the next team and the next team and the next team, because just a couple years ago they were complaining about not being able to fly on charter planes. So that kind of stuff is coming now. And so I wouldn't, if I was them, take all the aggression out on Caitlin Clark per se, because you can't blame her if the attention's coming because of her, and it wasn't coming because of you.
but it's I mean but again and Mo, I want to hear all your thoughts first. But again, it wasn't just Caitlin Clark. Again, last week, Angel
Who
Reese
was it?
got knocked. Angel Reese got knocked to the. Angel Reese's foul was harder than anything Caitlin Clark has seen. To me, her foul, that foul that old girl gave her from what you call it, was harder than anything Caitlin Clark has seen. So we're not no. So it's not just
I don't know about that.
Caitlin
That
Clark.
was that was whiplash from behind. Reese was crashing in on her back for the rebound. It wasn't right. I'm
Yeah,
not
but yeah,
saying
she was going.
it was flagrant. It was wrong.
Neither. No. And I'm not.
It
I'm
was
not
totally wrong.
justifying the foul. Yeah, both
Yeah, it's
both are
totally
totally
wrong.
wrong.
Yeah, it was
And
both
I
of
want to
them
listen
got
to you,
out of
Mo. But
pocket.
Mo, I want to listen to you. But I want to get back to you, Mister 411, because I want to ask you a question. And I'm gonna let her go through. But I want to ask you a question that
Okay.
and for
Yeah.
everybody that wants to hear this, me and Mister 411 has a little better background before we got on stage right here. We had a little banter going on. So if anybody is feeling my energy and my ampness, is because we didn't already had a little bit of background going on. So
Yeah, we
just a
talk a
little
lot.
pretext. We got that's my boy. So we talk, but I want to hear your part. But I'm going to get to you, Mister 411. That's what
All
I
right.
want to do.
Okay. Well, let's keep the suspense in the air and get Mo comment. What did you want? What did you want to hear from Mo there, Twan? I mean, the Don. Excuse me.
No, just her. Like you said, just her. Like you said, and she said the same thing. She was talking about like the perspective and the
Yeah,
and the
with the
the
fouls and
optics
how
of
rough it was, the
yeah
rough
of the
play.
thing, because
Yeah.
the rough play, you don't want that. But as a no, I just want to hear her other part about that, because I do want to have my own little 2 cents I want to throw in.
Okay.
So, far as the fouls between Clark and Angel Reese, they both were hard fouls. Um, so to me, I agree with Mr. 411 when it comes to Caitlin's foul, because she was blindsided. Like, she was just standing up there waiting for, I guess, a play to get in motion. I don't know what was going on. I can't remember. And somebody just coming up behind you and just bum rushing you like that. On the other hand, Angel Reese was going up for a rebound. So to me, that's kind of like that's competitive basketball. You're going up for a rebound, and Thomas, she hit it pretty hard,
Yes,
but
she did.
She did. She
Yeah.
hit her hard. That was it was a hard foul. And then
Yeah.
again, that foul was in toward her face. So both of them were on the same, I think on the same
Yeah, similar plane there.
intense,
And
similar play,
hmm
but somebody I played basketball. And I can't say what I have would done then. But now, if somebody would came from the behind like that, I probably would have got a tick. I probably got kicked out or fined because just my reflex. I probably would have went and retaliated against her because I know how I played basketball, and I had a very quick temper when I played basketball. So if I was anything in my high school years, I probably would have got the fight point blank. Caitlin Clark, she did a
yeah.
remarkable job holding her composure. I hats off to Caitlin Clark for that because a lot of players would not have handled that situation like that. But
Well,
both of them were not. They were not good. They were not good. It was just not a good
do
look,
you,
honestly.
do you think
And
both of
hold
those
on now.
plays?
So I saw
Oh,
one with Cameron. She had a
yes,
hard foul too.
Cameron Brink.
Yeah.
So
Cameron
to
Okay.
Brink.
me, it's like they're targeting these rookies. Yes, the rookies, they probably coming in because they got NIL deals. They probably making way more money than the vets because of the NIL deals. So I do sense a little jealousy coming in with these rookies. And I think the vets trying to tell them, oh, y'all in the W now, so this not college ball. They probably trying to tough them up a little bit, but guess what? Those rookies standing their ground, and I like that. They're
Okay,
not
before
backing
we get
down
to me,
because of they getting tossed around and stuff. They holding their ground, and I think that's good
now before we get to
because they
me,
getting hammered out
right?
there, huh?
That great points, Mo. Now before we get
Yep.
back to me, before whatever question Antoine had for me, there were some things that were brought up in there. Rookies, jealousy, the Don, Antoine the Don, I heard you mention rookies too. It's not just Caitlin Clark, which is true. So do you all think that and do you really think that I'm just gonna lay the question out there officially? Do you think that there's just jealousy towards the rookies right now?
I think it's a little bit. I do.
And and when we say this, it doesn't mean every player is jealous of the rookies or that. But is there do you feel uh any kind of jealousy in the air or any kind of intent in the air towards the rookies? Do you feel like they have an issue with them coming in with all the money in the pocket, with all the attention, and meanwhile, all along they've been grinding in this league, across the board?
I do. I think they do have a little bit of jealous with the rookies, but I think it's more geared toward Clark and Reese because they are the big two, the
What
Larry
about you,
Bird
Don?
and the Magic Johnson. That's what that's what it is.
What about you, Don? The Don.
So okay. So we'll throw this out there. I guess I got a precept there. Okay. So Mr. 411.
Hmm.
Again, we've been friends for a while. You
Yeah,
were you were an Isaiah Thomas fan.
absolutely.
We were both LA guys, but you were an Isaiah Thomas fan, right?
Yeah, that is
So
absolutely true.
okay.
Only time I didn't go for him was when he played the Lakers.
Huh?
Only time I didn't root for him was when he played against the Lakers.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So we get that. All right. So we'll set that as a standard. Um, and when we go through the thing that we go through, and the thing that basketball did when we go back to the old days, we look at it and we look at it and we see the same thing. We saw that they said that Magic and Bird kind of saved the game and pushed it forward. They pushed it
Hmm.
forward. You know what I'm saying? It was
Right.
it was and it was a and we can be funny and whatever it is, but if we want to tell the truth, it was a white guy and a black guy. The two
Yeah.
best basketball players was one of them was a white guy, one of them was a black guy, and
Yeah.
they were and they both had their thing, but they were both great basketball players. Okay,
Yep.
so um, when we get to uh, a little bit more of our era, you know what I'm saying, we were a little bit younger when we saw them, but when we kind of get into when you and I get into a little bit of the meat of the basketball game, we saw Isaiah Thomas and Michael Jordan, which
Hmm.
were those guys. Okay, as an Isaiah Thomas fan, do you think that he would have ever been okay with saying, you know what, Michael Jordan's the next brand. He's the next guy that's gonna make me get some more money. He's gonna
Hmm.
push the league forward. He's gonna do what because taking the things into context, the NBA in the early '80s, late '70s, early '80s was no different from the WNBA right now. Am I being too far?
Well, no, I just wait to see where you want to go with it. You
No,
asked me
I'm
about
just
Isaiah.
asking you. No, I'm just asking you. Is that a stretch to say that because the league wasn't what it was in the especially in the '70s. It wasn't what it was in the mid to late '80s, early '90s. The NBA wasn't what it was because of what I'm saying. Like it wasn't what it was to what it became. You know what I'm saying? There was never a
Yeah, I
time
mean,
when somebody. There was never okay. So I'll just make my point. There was never a time when somebody said, "Let's let Magic be good. Let's let Bird be good. Let's let
hmm,
Jordan be good." There was never a
right.
time that somebody said, "Let's let them be good." No, you got to earn it. You got to earn your spot.
Yes.
Jordan was an Olympic champion. Uh, Magic Johnson was an NCAA champion. Jordan was an NCAA champion, player of the year. Uh, if I'm wrong, Magic was a player of the year or Bird when they so so player of the year. These guys had accomplished something. They had done something. You know what I'm saying? They had done something. If we're gonna give Caitlin Clark her roses, she was a player of the year. But like,
Yeah.
why are we giving her, Angel Reese, Cameron Brink, Cardoza, um, anybody else? Why are we? Why should we be giving them a pass because they're women? You would never ask a man to let another man get a pass to be a to push the sport forward. They didn't do that. And I'm asking, and that's my question to ask you. Do
Okay.
you think Isaiah Thomas would have been like, okay, hey Isaiah, there's this guy named Michael Jordan. He's gonna be really good. But you know what? We don't want you in the Detroit Pistons to be the bad boys. So Michael Jordan can be good. We want you to just take it easy on him and let him. Do you think that would what do you think that conversation would have been? And we know what it was because they had their own rules for him. But to say that, I'm just asking you, do you think that's what would have happened in the NBA as a men's league? Would the same
Well,
thing that we're asking these women to do, would you have
okay.
asked the men to do?
But okay, so I'm gonna look at it this way. When the players go pro in the NBA, and we're gonna use the 80s and 90s, they didn't make money like how the WNBA players are making money in equivalent to their time. If you made it to the professional level during the Jordan era, Bird Magic era, and moving forward from there, you made enough money to where you didn't have to work another job, if you will. You get what I'm saying? The WNBA players, even today, there's not many of them that's making 200,000. If you are, it's probably you count on one hand. A lot of them are making 75,000, 64,000. So they're not like you don't have to become a professional basketball player to make that kind of money. Like, and
Okay.
they're one of the rare players. They're to make the WNBA, as we've talked about this off the air. There's only like 12 teams, right? So 144 players in the world. So they're less than one percenters in this world to be able to do what they're doing. But they're getting paid what somebody can get paid right out of high school kind of make if they get the right job or whatever. And so I think it's a different scale. Like the players that make the NBA, they making money where they can take care of their family. It may not be the same amount of money that it is today versus what it was in the 80s, but in the 80s, the money they were making was like money that could set their family straight. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think that, and I'm with you on Isaiah Thomas part where he didn't like, they're not going to let Jordan win. They're not going to look, Magic and Bird didn't let Isaiah win because really he was
Nope.
fighting Bird and Magic more so than Jordan. He was fending off Jordan,
Yeah.
but he was still trying to get over the Magic and Bird hump. So at the same
Yes,
time,
exactly.
right? So they all fighting for position, but we ain't see people knocking Jordan down from behind, and it's not even a play to the basket or anything. It's just inbound the ball. Like
CJ.
that play from Kennedy was way out of pocket. Like though, like it, like we said, we agree that this should be tough play, and I don't think that the WNBA players are letting Caitlin Clark do anything right now.
Yes.
The only issue I have was is that play and then the way that she reacted after that play and the way her teammates reacted, it just gave me the sign that they have something out for her. Not and I ain't talking about for her as far as on the court. That felt like something off the court. Because even in the post game interview, they didn't want to speak on it. They didn't want to do any of that. But yet you want to knock her down and then you want to call her a B. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
whatever it is, I just feel like that kind of stuff needs to be pushed to the side. Just keep it within the lines as far as, clean play. And if it's hard, that's cool. Because it's always gonna be hard fouls in basketball.
And well, I want to go ask Mo because there's another point that I want to get into, but the same thing that that Mr. 41 asked, as far as being a competitor. You say you played high school basketball, and I'm pretty sure you played rec ball, whatever
But she played against men.
yeah, pick up ball, the same thing, what I'm saying? Like you played ball, what I'm saying? Like you played ball beyond just especially just as far as like the organized part of the game. And my question that I want to ask you, and same thing with Mr. 411. Okay, when we play basketball, and again, all I can go off of my experience, and Mr. 411, the same thing.
Yeah.
We played a lot of pickup ball together. We played a lot of, intramural ball. We played a lot of different levels. We played ball together on a different
Yep.
thing. But the thing was, and all of us, like we got disrespected. You know what I'm saying? Like I just remember like joking, like when we walked in the gym, we was some 5'7", 5'8", 5'9", we weren't like no 6'1" guys that were just
But then we
the
get cheap
swagger
shotted.
guys.
But then
Huh?
we get cheap shotted. Like that I mean, let's first go back to that play.
Yeah.
Was
I
that
don't
a
want to.
cheap
I
play?
don't want to.
Was that a cheap shot or not? Let's establish
Yes.
that. Okay. All right.
Okay.
And
Well. Okay.
that's
Well.
all. That's all. I
Okay.
just want to establish
I
that
will.
that
I
play
will.
is
I
cheap.
will. I will. I will give. And again, where we need to, where I wish I could have been able to give you some of the video and to pull the whole thing up. And Mo, I want to let you get your part in, but that entire setup, that whole
Mhm.
thing came from a free throw shot on the sky side. There was what I'm saying, if you look back through, there was there
Okay.
was uh there was already some banter that was going on
Okay.
between Caitlin Clark and what's her name, Kennedy or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
there was already something going on between them. You know what I'm saying? and she, Clark said something to her, and again, I do not have a problem with Caitlin Clark's uh tenacity. I don't have a problem with that. If you are a if you're a crap talker, I'll keep this PG. If you're a crap talker, talk it. I have no problem with that. Talk it the whole game. Don't
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying? If that's what you do, and again, I love that about the women's game. I don't want them to be so like like they got to walk around with their pinkies up. These are
Mhm.
competitors. We are
Right.
competitors out there on that
Agreed.
floor.
I think
Yeah,
we agree with that.
and again, and again, Mr. Mr. Ford, we played at Columbus State University against
We talk
some of
crap
the
too. We
women's
foul each other
basketball players,
for
and
sure.
they was out there like, I don't give a damn about you being a boy. I'm finna grind your ass in.
Yep.
And that's how they played us. You know what I'm saying? Like,
But
and that's what you love about the sport is that like you love that about the sport that it is a competitive sport. You want to
okay,
be a competitor, being a competitive sport. And
what you
again,
want from Mo?
I'll let Mo and yeah is yeah it was I have no problem about being a cheap shot because that was another thing I wanted to ask you, Mr. 411, real quick. You are an official. You're an
Yeah.
official, right?
Yes,
How
I
many
am.
times do how many times do you have coaches that go out and get texts for a reason? There
Every
are
time.
reasons why you have, yes, you have coaches that come out to you and get a text from you for a reason. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like you might give them, they might say, hey, ref, da da da, and you can understand what they're saying. And then when they go beyond the line,
Hmm.
what you recognize is the fact that, hey, he's trying to get a tech, and I'm gonna give him a tech. The same way with this young lady. She knew what she was doing. She was going to
Right.
she was talking the same way Caitlin was talking to her. They were both talking, and then when she hit her jump shot on her, because Caitlin played bad defense that nobody wants to talk about. She got lost in the damn defense, and her ass left her damn man wide open, and her man got a wide open shot, and she came
Yeah.
back and talked shit to her and fouled her. Okay, I'm sorry, but Mo, I'm gonna
No,
let you
you
have your
good.
part. But
Yeah.
but that's my part of that. Don't sit up here and act like that wasn't any competitiveness in that. And I hate the fact that we're supposed to sit here and put women on this damn glass pedal like they can't be competitors and they can't be nasty and they can't
Okay.
want it.
Okay.
They
So let's
want
see
it.
what
And
let's see what Mo want. Let's see what Mo
now
got
no
then.
no okay.
So, okay, yes, being competitive is what basketball is. I was competitive in school. I'm still competitive at this age now when it comes to sports, any kind of sport I participate in. Yes, I talk junk when I played, but I didn't go to the level of what is being transpired now in the sport. I'll play you hard. I may give you a little, a little elbow in the back or something like that. But I don't think I would go to the level of doing what Kennedy did, regardless if somebody shot in my face, blocked my shot, because my shot got blocked all the time. I got back down on the goal on the post plenty of times, but I never got to the point where I want to do a cheap shot foul like that on nobody. Maybe I go in and maybe shoot a shot and be like, yeah, okay, talk, just the little petty stuff. But for it's like going to do a cheap shot like that on the jump, talking and stuff, I never went to that point. I never got to that level. So
Okay.
I want it to be. I agree with him for as being
Right.
competitive, and the ladies should not have to, tiptoe around playing basketball because basketball is competitive. It's a physical sport.
Yes.
But I do feel like the officials need to call the game so it won't get out of hand because the
Well,
game is going to be physical regardless. I think the officials need to step in and call a fair game on both sides for both teams so it would not get out of hand. because that play with Reese and Clark could have got a hand easily if the benches would have came off the bench.
Mm-hmm.
If the players would have came off the bench, it could have got real ugly, like it did in the South Carolina game, and I think
That
LSU with the college. I can't
that was
remember, but
LSU.
you know what I'm talking about.
That was
What
LSU
Cadalso
South
got
Carolina.
suspended. Like
Because that was her brother that jumped over the was it Flo
right, yeah. We don't
her brother
want that.
jumped in the
Like
game. Flew,
I'm a
whatever,
woman.
Flo.
I don't
Flo
want
J.
that. I don't want that. I don't want that on us. Like, oh, that's what we doing, especially black women. I don't want that saying, oh, all black women like that. We can't hold our emotions. We get mad. We mad. I don't want that. I want it to be these black women are competitive. They love what they're doing. They're passionate about the game of basketball. And also you
You
got
want
these other younger
you want to get in? You want to
children
talk? Huh?
looking at these players. So we also got to think about that. You got kids looking at you and you want to be a role model for these kids. We don't want these kids to grow up thinking that, oh, when somebody talk junk to you, you go bow them in the back or you follow them hard. We don't want to represent that. We want to represent a sport where you got young girls out here can say, okay, I can be this who I can be. This is what I can do in the future for the W. This is what I can bring to the W. Not all this negative talk in the W right now, because that's all what it is. It's negative talk right now. The W is negative talk right now. And it's crazy
Well, you
because all the viewers have increased in the W, and look what's happening. Not a good look.
well, you know what? You know what, Mo? And the only thing that I would counter with that is because where it's a two-sided thing. Number one,
Hmm.
there are more women. There are more women, and we already know there are more women in this world than men. So, number one, where is the female support for the sport? That's
Hmm.
that's the number one thing that we need.
Oh, that's a good question.
As all of us who sit here, and all of us love the sport, and y'all tell both of y'all, God bless my homeboy, Doug Cromartie. I
Yeah.
can tell
Shout
you
out to
right
Doug.
now. I can tell you right now, when the WNBA first came in, me and him used to go in his. We used to stay. He stayed with his dad. We would go down here. He had his little. He had his own. He basically had his own damn apartment, but he had a downstairs bedroom, and it
Yeah.
had like we would go down there, but like we would go down there, and we would go to KFC when especially when the comp Houston was playing, we would both get a 20-piece honey wing from damn KFC,
Yeah.
and we would go sit down there and watch WNBA basketball
Mm-hmm.
uh, for hours. You know what I'm saying? Not just, but we would watch Houston, but like New York and, you know what I'm saying? Like the team, we would go down there and we would just sit down there and watch WNBA basketball. So I have been watching the sport since it started, and I have
Hmm.
loved the sport. And again, I told you, my aunt, I had, my dad played high school basketball. My younger brother, my aunts and uncles, saying like they played. So I've always been around basketball. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
This is my first love. I love basketball more than anything. And so and again, like I say, with my from my wife, what I'm saying, I met her aunt, and like I said, she probably one of the if she had been born to probably, like I said, about 10 years later, she would have been in the WNBA. That's how good she was. If you go back and watch Vanessa Vanessa Graham Jenkins, she was a she was a dog. And even to like now, she loves basketball, and I love, like we sit back and when the tournament was going on this year, she loved my man, the big boy from NC State. You know what I'm saying? Oh
What-
God, what was his name? But
Did
the
you say
female
I
Vanessa?
know you're talking
Did,
about.
did you say Vanessa Graham? What's her last name?
Jenkins.
Jenkins. Okay. Okay. From
Mhm.
Howard, right? Okay.
Yeah, she went to
Yeah, we make
Howard.
sure we
Kendrick,
put a
yeah,
we make sure we put a link
Kendrick
out
Howard,
there.
Cherokee. Yeah, she was a Kendrick High School. You know what I'm saying? Baller. You know what I'm saying? She was a dog. So, but like I said, and it is getting off. But like, man, like when the tournament was going on, and I just sit back and I just love being around her because like she loves basketball.
Yeah.
She is the same way. Like she loves basketball and just and for me, like with her, even like when we were a little bit younger and she was still a little bit younger, like I could tell like we would get out there and do like little pickup games and I was like, bruh, she'll beat all the dudes. I'm just telling you, like it
Well,
wasn't no cat, it wasn't no dude like what
yeah.
I'm saying. Now you had to be now if you was a damn 6'7", 6'8" cat, you know what I'm saying? Like you but like anybody from 6'1" down, bro, you couldn't do nothing with her.
Yeah.
She'll kill you. I mean, like cook you like an egg. You know what I'm saying? Like cook you. It wasn't nothing you could do about it. And so that's that again. Like I said, when I get that part of it, man, I get the passion about it. That I don't want it to be anything nasty. I don't want it, like you said, you don't want to bring the sport down. You don't want it to be anything where the sport gets, um,
Right.
it gets, it hurts the brand and it hurts the
Mm-hmm.
thing. But at the same time, when you're a competitor, and again, Mr. 411, this is what we talked about. You look at a person like a Breonna Stewart, a Shamika Holesclaw, she wasn't in the league anymore, but like
Maya
Candace
Moore.
Parker,
Oh, okay.
Sue Bird, Maya Moore. Like we could go back and we could start naming off all these women.
Teresa Weatherspoon.
Teaspoon, what I'm saying, and Nesta played against her. She played against
Let,
her.
well,
And
let's
that's
get some
yeah.
stories. Let's get some stories on. Let's get her on so we can get some stories about those matchups. Because
Okay.
I got some
Okay.
questions about Teaspoon that I want answered. So,
Yeah. Well,
that'll be the
hey.
ideal
Yeah.
person to get those answers from.
Okay, well, I'll see if I can't get her, and she's retired now. She don't do nothing, so I can get her.
Yeah.
I can get her to get on here. I'm gonna see if I can get her to talk with a little bit, a little ball, but the same way, man, like that. What I do not like, or my portion of it, is not so much of the things and I don't know how old you are, Mo, but I know how old me and Mr. 411 is. We came along, we saw physical basketball and we loved it because that was how you played, you know what I'm saying? Like that's just how the game was played.
Yeah.
We cannot take away how the game is being played now, and you can't go back to where it is because they don't want it back that way anymore. But the again, for me personally, I like a little bit of the dog. I like a little bit of the little nasty. I like it being a little bit of grindy. I like it being a little bit of like we don't like you. I
Yeah.
like it being. I just like that because I wasn't the tallest cat on the floor, or at least until I got. I was until I got about the damn 8th grade, and I thought I was gonna get taller, and then my height just stopped, and I was a damn 5'9" center. But you know what I'm saying. But like I love that about that. That's why I in that paint. I love that, man. I love that grind. I love that bump. I love that. I love the physicalness that
Yeah.
came in and being that part of the game. And even, again, the same way, Mr. 411, but TJ, like when we played that, man, like, I remember times and you could sit here and act like you didn't when we played in the post. When we played in the post and when you played against me, bro, you didn't let me down. You fouled him. Foul and take the ball out. Foul it.
Yes.
Every time you
Yes.
go play down here with me against me, foul and take the ball out.
Yeah.
Y'all gonna go somewhere else. You gonna
And I think
okay? So Okay, so don't tell me that they're being ugly and nasty to Caitlyn. Step your game up. You
All right.
talking trap again, and I'm gonna get
Come
off
on,
this,
brothers.
but that
Yep.
in that whole series,
Yep.
with her and Kim, if you go back to the whole thing, Caitlyn was Caitlyn was yapping, and I ain't got no problem with that. But if you yapping and then somebody hit a shot on you, you better turn your head around. You better be knowing that something's coming, regardless of whether it should be something nice or not. Turn your head around. We've been talking, bro. We've been talking smack this whole game. And TJ, I'm gonna say one name to you, and then Mo, I want to hear you. Darius, TJ, Darius. Okay.
Right, and he would have been out the league.
he would have been, but guess what he would have did? Guess what he would have did? Would he did the same thing that old girl did to Caitlin Clark?
Oh, absolutely, he would have.
Okay.
And he would have been suspended and out the league.
And guess what? That's what we played at pickup ball. And guess what? We had to learn how to deal with it. She got to learn how to deal with it. That's my only thing about it. Is it nice? No. Is it gonna always be that those two shots again? Not just her and Reese and like you say Brink, not just them. And we haven't even looked at the stuff that happened last year because you know what I'm saying, let's be honest. Unless you know what I'm saying, Mo, you probably got more of an invested time than either one of us do, or at least me, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know what happened last year in the WNBA as far as like some of the contact that was going on. You know what I'm saying? But
it was about the same.
Let's not.
Outside
Okay. So if it ain't the same, guess what? Step your game up and get ready because it's coming.
Outside of the
it's coming. Okay, let's find us a cheat shot. You know what? How many technical fouls did Rasheed Wallace and Dennis Rodman get? And Ben Wallace get from playing basketball. Check me up, coach.
But were they blind? Did they blindside somebody like that? They didn't do that. They did it within the context of the basket.
It wasn't a TJ. A blindside would have been if somebody had came and from the damn 3 rows back and knocked the hell out of it. No, she was. She was the inbound lady. She should have. No, that's her inbound person. You turn your damn head around and watch the inbound person.
I'm gonna let you defend that play, but
no, I'm not defending. It was she should have got it. She should have got what she got was a tech 2 in this soft ass basketball. In this soft ass basketball that goes on right now, she got what she got. Which should have been a flagrant 2.
Okay. All right, so let's go here then. So what we all agree on is there's no problem with the physical play. There's no problem with the hard fouls. Like I think we all agree with that. That we all agree with not allowing players to just go off. That's part of the learning curve. That's all well and good. I think all the players understand that. The thing that I was just saying was if you do it in a manner like the way that particular play was done, or even if you want to go back to the one Thomas did on Angel Reese, you're risking injuring the players on those type of plays, and that's what you probably don't want to happen because of the money that's being generated for the league, which in turn is going to help their pockets too. So all I'm saying is stay aggressive, do what you've been doing, but just be mindful of not trying to go too far.
Don't hurt LeBron James. Don't hurt LeBron. We'll hurt the other guys. And see, Mo, I don't want to cut you off, but I want to hear your part. I want to hear your part because listen.
Don, come on, Don. That play. I'm talking about that play. I ain't saying nothing about the hard fouls that been going on in the games. Me and Mo were at a game. We were just at a game. The opener against Dallas Wings. We saw physical play in.
Yes, I'm not disagreeing. What did I tell you? Was that if she had got a flagrant 2 and got thrown out of the game, I had no problem with that. Because Yes, and so no, I'm not advocating hurting anybody. I'm not advocating
You
hurting anybody in basketball. You know
you
what I'm saying?
saying
Like cheap
toughen up.
shots.
You saying it's time for the rookies to toughen up
No, my
and
thing
get
is
through
with
this.
Caitlin Clark. My thing is
Yeah.
with Caitlin Clark. Why do you think that this is the same way that it is since you've been playing high school and college ball? These women are not going to give that to you. They're going to give you some dirty. They're going to give you some dirty stuff. So what
So
you need to do, keep your head on the swivel.
all
Hey,
right.
look back. Hey, you've been again.
You saying be
She had
ready for
been
anything.
she had been yapping at this young lady the same way. You know what I'm saying? She had been yapping at her. When you go
Okay.
back and look, she had been yapping at her. So when she makes her move and she loses
Yeah.
Clark because Clark did some bad again. If we want to break the play down, Clark had some badass defense because she lost her man.
Well,
She
we know
played
that there's
bad
some things
defense.
that she got to work on defensive end as
Okay,
well.
okay,
But
okay. So let's quit giving her a pass on her damn badass
but that doesn't mean that you get a
her
cheap shot.
badass defense.
That don't mean
Yeah,
you get cheap
no,
shot from
no, no,
behind.
no, no. You don't get cheap shotted for that. But if you yapping, then guess
Yeah.
what? Keep
Okay.
your head on the swivel.
There
That's
it
my
is.
only thing about
I
that.
hear
That's
you.
my only thing
No
about that.
problem. No problem.
Because
So moving forward,
but
what I'm saying, brother. So moving forward, she need to keep her head on the swivel. She need to be ready for anything, and whatever. But this is what I want to ask y'all.
that's gonna come.
What
Yes,
what
that's gonna
happened
come
to
for
her
her.
team? What happened to her teammates when she got knocked down like that? If we were all on the same team right now, right? And one of y'all and some player from another team knocked y'all down, I'm coming over there and I got your back. So what happened? Why did nobody really have her back on that play? In your minds.
Mo, go ahead. You was a better high school player than I was. I didn't make my high school team. Me and 411 didn't play
Hey
no high
man,
school ball.
you keep
We didn't make
yourself. You talk for you.
Um,
I
did
made the
you
tennis team.
did you
I
play
made the
high
tennis team.
did 411? Did you play high school basketball at Kendrick?
No, I did not.
Okay. All right, go ahead. Cause I didn't either.
okay.
So
So
go ahead.
I was thinking
That
about
ended both
that.
of that.
I've been pondering on
I
that
started on the tennis team.
situation and why the other players didn't come and help her up or whatever. But Boston did. Boston came over and helped her up. So she
When?
did come and help her up.
Like
But
an hour later?
no, she immediately did
No,
that.
no,
She
she
came
Okay.
over and helped her.
yeah, and I think Boston actually stepped. If I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken,
But
I think she stepped to old girl. I don't.
I
If I
mean,
may be wrong, but I think she did step to her. If I'm not
Okay.
wrong.
see, this the
Yeah,
thing.
I might.
Social media is really putting so much on this. To
Okay.
me, I don't feel like just because her team did not come to her defense, they don't care about her. Sometimes you can't react to everything. Sometimes it's best to not react to something because just think about it. If her team would have reacted to that, it could have been a whole different, it could have been a chaos. So I don't think her team doesn't care about her or they don't have her back. They just made a decision not to make the matter worse, if that makes sense. Like
Okay.
Yep,
take back
yep,
to
I
the
can agree with that.
LSU game. Let's go back to the LSU game and I think South Carolina game.
Hmm.
That right there was out of hand. You got people coming from the
Hmm.
stands. You got people jumping from the nosebleed coming down to the floor. I mean, we don't want that because
That
Okay.
was a bad
that's
look. That
you
was
can
a
get people
that was
hurt.
absolutely a bad look for women. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, because if that had to
Exactly.
For
happen
that
in
game.
a men's game, if that had to happen in a men's game, they would have they probably would have threw everybody out the gym and let it
Right.
go. But
Exactly.
yeah,
So you don't
that
want to
was a bad look.
escalate nothing. You can't escalate a situation. You need to de-escalate the situation. I don't think what her team did was wrong. I just think they thought about the situation and they didn't want to cause more than what it is. So I don't see nothing wrong with that. I don't see anything wrong with that. I think it was a very responsible move that her team did not come on the floor and cause more chaos.
Okay. The
That's my
players,
thought.
okay, I love that thought because the players from the bench, the discipline level should be don't come out on the floor because
Right.
you're gonna get suspended for doing that, right? And
Exactly.
and and all that. But the ones that were on the floor, okay. So I'm gonna go back and watch it again. You all say that Boston, Aaliyah Boston
Yeah.
came to her
Hmm.
aid. Um, so I'm gonna roll with that. And I'm glad Boston did that because look, they're gonna be joined at the hip for here on out if everything goes like it should.
Right.
They're gonna be the stop them alone, if you will. You know what I mean? So like
No,
they need to be joined at the hip.
And you
no,
gotta
not
think about it too. Boston,
and not
she
just
never
her.
was confrontational at South
Yeah,
Carolina. Like you
yeah.
never seen her. You rarely see her talk junk. Like you rarely see her even respond to anything. She's not confrontational. I knew she was not finna get in the midst, and I don't blame her because I want to get in the midst of it because I don't want to get risk myself get hurt for nobody else. But Aaliyah Boston, if I recall, she did go over and help her up, and did she look confused? She was. I think they were more confused than anything because it
As
just
to why
happened
this
at
is
the
coming
blue.
out right now,
Yeah,
brothers. I'm gonna ask you
yeah. It
this:
was.
Why? Well, do you think that brothers, should they handle this a little more different if it continues as far as teammates?
Going forward,
Yeah, like if there's
the
another
teammates.
similar shot like this, how should the teammates that are on
Okay,
the floor handle it?
okay. And so one thing, let's let you know. And again, the we can give the Caitlin Clark effect of what is going on in basketball. I've
Okay.
seen the same way that we talk about. I've seen in a couple of games that they've gone on. Aaliyah Boston has gone out of her way to make sure that she's gone to Caitlin Clark and talked to her. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
She's talked to her.
Yeah.
Um, I can tell you one thing, and I don't know if y'all heard some of the background, but like my wife, same way. Um, my wife is that's Nessa's niece, so she's watching basketball. They come through, but one of the things that I do not like about Caitlin Clark is her body
Uh-oh.
language. I hate her body language. I
Hmm.
think that she, I think that she looks, she she does not carry the body language of the greats. If you look at some of the greats, even there are one thing, there's one thing when you get, like that foul that, when she got, hey man, you get knocked to the floor. But some of the things were like she just got outplayed and she
Yeah.
didn't do some of the things that she
Hmm.
was supposed to do. I do not like, number one, I don't care for her body language. I really don't. I think that, and even going back to the tournament when her dad got back, hey man, shut up and play basketball. Quit crying. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like
Right.
that's part of the body language that she has to go forward. If you're going to be a leader on a team, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James, uh, Dwayne Wade's, Larry Bird's, Magic Johnson's, Hakeem Olajuwon's, Shaq's. Your body language can't be. You can't sit back and be like, he fouled me. You can't. You can't do that. If you're the dog on the floor, you can't do that, man, because that's not your team can't look to you and you be a leader doing that. So
Right.
that number one, that's part of what I don't care about um, her body language. Now, if we get back to what her teammates are doing, and the same thing, and it's a question that I can't really answer, but that we could both ask, and I told you this when Matt Barnes had his thing, and he was talking about how he was, you know, he understood what his job was on the floor, the same way like a Charles Oakley, Anthony Mason,
Right. You're an enforcer.
like yes, you Draymond Green. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
You're the enforcer of your
uh,
team.
yes, you're not finna mess with my guy. You're not finna mess with my guy. I'll anything that's coming towards him, I'll take that. A Dennis Rodman. You're not finna mess with my guy. You know what I'm saying? And so even though like the same way, if we want to sit here and talk about Aaliyah Boston and her getting up like that, there has to be a reason. There has to be a reason why your teammates aren't coming to you like that. And my only thing is again, I haven't watched a whole lot of FIBA games, and so I'm not the number one expert in the number one thing on this. But I watched the game Saturday, and the
The
young
one they won.
lady, yeah, they won it, and the young lady that is her backcourt mate. I can't think of her name right now. And this is where I was supposed to
Mo will
have my
help you on
laptop.
that. That's all right. Mo will help us
Uh,
on that.
Is it
Talking about
but
the other
Wheeler?
guard.
Is it
what's
Wheeler?
the
Is it Wheeler? Wheeler?
the
Is it
number
her?
two, number two, the other guard, like the other, I guess she's like a shooting guard, or she was. But well, I can tell you this, and this is what I do know. I know she was I think she made the All Star team last year. She was an All Star,
Yeah.
off that team, and she's still, you know what I'm saying, like, you know what I'm saying, she's still her backcourt mate going through.
Okay.
But again, a sequence where I saw her. This was the sequence. Clark came in,
Okay.
she drove to the basket, she got defended up, she stepped back, she shot a bad three. They missed
Yeah.
it. They go down, and I don't think the Sky scored, but they come back the next time. They go back around, they work the ball around the perimeter like they're supposed to. The guard shoot, you know what I'm saying? She has a wide open three. She hits it. And she's, like when she does it, she gives you that. You know what I'm saying? She gives you that. And she turns around and they come back and they're going through and they're playing defense. And like she knocks the ball. You know what I'm saying? She creates the steal. And, next play, and she's coming down and she gives you the, like I said, it's not necessarily the dunk, but it's the, you know what I'm saying, like for the ladies, that Statue of Liberty kind of layup, like, and then like you could just, I'm just telling you, and even the commentators at halftime when they came back, like, you could just tell it's like it may not be necessarily a whole lot of hate in the locker room, but
Mm-hmm.
it's the coach's fault for not making look. Caitlin, we love you, but like you can't work within our team. Aaliyah Boston won a national championship. Again, this young lady, I don't know what her name is, but she was an all-star. You got some pieces. Work with
Yeah.
what you got. Work with
What?
you know what I'm saying. Work within your team
Well,
and,
brothers, I
and work
think.
with what you got.
Okay.
And make that work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And again, we get to a lot of talk, we get to a lot of the hype and a lot of the other things, but it's like, as like I say, as far as a basketball team, and again, like I say, we could talk about when we played pickup ball, when we talk about ball, when we talk about that. I know what you could do. You knew what I could do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like we knew each
Don.
other.
The Don. That's a good point. And right there off what you said, we knew each other, but we knew each other over time. And that's the one thing about this team. Like there's a reason why they had the number one draft pick last year, which is Boston, and then they had the number one
Mhm.
draft pick this year, which is Clark, is because even though they may have some players on this team, they, according to this league, they wasn't good enough as a team. They got to learn how to implement the two young stars they have with the veteran players they have, and that's on the coach. And that's what I have noticed in the first couple of games of the season for sure. Their defense as a team has been awful. Teams have been getting easy baskets
Awful.
on them. Their
Awful.
communication,
They are
their
bad.
communication has been bad.
They are a bad. Again, the games that I've watched, they are a bad defensive team. They
Right.
are, and That's coaching. That is coming from the coach.
And then
And
the
I think
other
that's
thing
her
is,
first year. It's
right,
that
Chrissy
coach
Sides,
first year. Yeah.
yeah, co-sides, yeah. And I think
Mhm.
also you got to look at. I've started noticing this too. They've been moving Caitlin off the ball a little bit more too,
Yeah.
and I
That's
think that
working.
helps too.
That
Yeah, I think
helps.
that
Yes.
helps. It's helping a little bit too.
Mhm.
So they still got a lot of work to do as a team. You know what I'm saying? And I think
Oh yeah,
everybody has to take a look at that. That they're at the bottom of the
yes,
list. You know what I'm saying? So
yes,
you know,
yeah,
They
and they
have
fit.
weapons on that team. They got the
yeah,
team. They
Yes,
got players on the
yes,
team, but they
you're
just got to
right.
come together, and it's gonna take time.
Yes.
yes.
It does.
And with the beauty of the league, oh, and with the beauty of the league too, is that now even though you get a lot of additional eyes on the league, now you get to see that Connecticut Sun are really good. The New York Liberty are really good.
Liberty,
The Vegas Aces are really
Aces.
good, right?
The aces, yeah,
You got the,
the aces are that dog. Yes,
yeah,
they
you
just
got
thing.
3 or 4
Yeah,
teams way up there that are
yeah,
really good, and now people get to see those teams. Like well, they're going to notice those teams. People who've been following the league already know that those are the top dogs. But you know what I'm saying?
and again, and you know, and to put all this in a microcosm and what you know,
Oh,
and
use a
just
big
for that
word,
whole
bro.
thing,
Use a big word, Don. Okay.
microcosm. Yeah, I have no problem with with the with the whole, you know, like you say, the whole, like you say, you have to have something that somebody
Yeah.
can grab on to
Yeah.
see what's going on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like somebody has to grab. We're grabbing Caitlin Clark. We're grabbing Angel Reese. We're grabbing Cameron Burke. We're grabbing these young ladies, and we're seeing what's going on in the rest of the league now. And like you say, we see these other players, and we see, you know, Asia Wilson. We see these. You know what I'm saying? Like we see these teams. We see these people,
Right.
and
Right.
so like I have no problem with that. My only thing, my only issue is we not finna we we not finna let her have a pass. That's my only
Nope.
thing.
Don't worry.
Is it
They're not
you
letting
know
her get
no
away
no
with
no
nothing.
hey the same you know in the same way the same way with Mr. 401 I'm gonna get off of it, but the same way you know they had the same thing when they came back and they were calling the carry
Yeah.
in the league against, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? You know, they called a carry. And did, you know, the same thing Phil Jackson said. Oh yeah, y'all can call that against everybody else, but you're not gonna call it against Jordan. You know what I'm saying? Like you can call it against you can call it against AI, you can call it against Kobe, you can call it against you know what I'm saying, whoever is in the league at that time, you can call it
Yeah.
against them cats, but you ain't
Yeah.
finna call it against Jordan.
Yeah.
So I get that part of it. I do. I get that it is a business, and I get both of what you know what I'm saying, what both of you guys are saying, like the you don't want to make it so nasty that these girls can't flourish and you
I just
know,
want somebody. I want somebody left, man. Cause these tickets, man.
yeah,
If you spend
yeah.
money to go
And
see an Indiana game, you paying
I want to
triple the
see Caitlin
price,
Clark play.
quadruple.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you paying
I
quadruple the
want
money to see it.
yeah, and I want to go see. I want to go see Caitlin Clark play. You know, what I'm saying like you said, when you get to go up there, you want to the same way. When we went to go see the damn Hawks, when I went to go see Kobe Bryant play, I had to
Yeah.
go on the fucking. I had to go on a Thursday night and miss work Friday, or on a Wednesday night and miss Thursday, so I could go stay up there. But guess what I was gonna do? I was going to Atlanta. I was gonna see Kobe Bryant play basketball. I didn't give a
Yeah.
damn about the rest of it. In the same way, and there's no difference in that. I get that part of it. I get what both of you are saying as far as the the portion of it. You don't want to hurt your what you call your cash cow, your you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying. You don't want to hurt.
Your
You don't
money
want to
maker.
do that. Yeah, you don't want to do that. And where that comes in is team meetings. You know what I'm saying? Like
Good
this
point.
comes where, yeah, this doesn't come out there on the floor. This comes,
The
you know what I'm
league and the
saying?
player teams
Yeah,
and owners and all of
the
them meeting
league
together.
the league is giving you a mandate. Look here, we the whatever fouls we're gonna call, whatever things we're gonna do, it's not just against Caitlin Clark. It's against anybody. You know what I'm saying? So she gets covered, but as well as the whole league is covered. We ain't finna do. Hey, you if you do that, like you say, the foul that what's her name, Kim. If she gets a 3-game suspension, guess what? Ain't nobody else doing that shit no more. Can't nobody afford it. You know what I'm saying? Them ladies can't afford a fucking 3-game. Oh, I'm sorry. They can't afford a freaking 3-game check suspension. They can't do it. You go out and you say, look, this is what we're gonna do. The same way, Mr. 411, you told me, and I have learned a lot of education about basketball from you, was the way that you told me that the way that the league plays ball and the way that the league does things is because the way they're gonna officiate it and the way that they're gonna tell them that they're gonna officiate the league.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying? The same way, and the same way with these ladies. We're gonna tell y'all, look, this is what's gonna happen right now. When we go back in here, even if it's on a break or whatever it is, look here. Don't you be throwing nobody to the floor. You be doing like that stuff. Because guess what? When you do that, the next person that does that to damn, not just Caitlin Clark, but anybody, the next person that does that to somebody, guess what? You finna lose about a week worth of checks. And guess what?
You don't want to afford that. I mean, you don't want that to happen.
Because they can't afford that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Some of the NBA guys that may have a lot of money stashed away, they can afford that to act the fool. But guess what? These ladies can't afford that. So that'll curtail all of that. That'll curtail all of the nonsense that you want to go in. Yes, because they already
close this out. Mo, you close us out for the night. Your thoughts. This your lead. Oh, you're muted. You're muted. Mo.
I said I enjoyed everything and I agree on some of y'all points. And I just think that you got to toughen up, play the game. And I do agree about Caitlin Clark's body language. Yes, she need to stop whining when stuff is not going her way or she thinks she fouled. Play ball. Point blank. That's how I'm gonna end that.
Yep. All right. They used to foul Timothy Taylor. They're using the foul issue to deflect from Clark shooting 21% from 3-point line. Yes, she make more money than all the players combined from endorsements. Yes, Timothy, that's a great point. But let's also counter that and say she is a rookie. And so, yes, she's not going to light it up great right out the gate. But she had a 30-point game this year. And she's averaging about 16 a game right now. So, for as bad as she's playing, her floor is looking pretty good as a rookie. I would say that. But yeah, she's got a lot of work to do, just like a lot of these rookies got work to do. And but definitely a great point there, Timothy, about what you said there.
Yep.
Good point, Timothy. Good point.
Yep. Great point.
Yep. Hey, but let's not be upset because she's making whatever she's making.
Hey, I'm not mad at her.
It is what it is.
Because she's still if I was in her shoes, I would be trying to get all the bag too. So I'm not even hating on her.
Oh, and by the way, she did turn, she turned down that big $3-5 million too to play in the WNBA. So, let's give her a little credit
in the big three. Yeah, in the big three. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What Pop said. Said. I ain't mad at you. Hey, go back and listen to what Pop told you. Pop told you, I ain't mad at you. It was once two of the same kind. Quick to holler at the hoochie with the same line. Okay, I ain't gonna do that. But
Antoine the Don the rapper. All right. But Kelsey Mitchell is the best player on the Fever right now. Kelsey Mitchell is the best player on the Fever. So you have her better than Aaliyah Boston.
Hey, Kelsey Mitchell, she been balling, bro.
Ain't she the all-star? That's the one I'm talking about. Ain't she the all-star?
That's probably what you were talking about. She's balling. Yeah. She's balling.
And the team had number one pick this year. So
That don't matter.
you
She can't do
dude.
it by herself, but
my
she's still good though.
my point,
No,
yeah, my point is
but
my point
that is a
is
great combination. That's a great combination. You get the number
yes,
one pick last year, you get the number
Hmm.
one
that's
pick this year, and you get a person that nobody, you picked her. She wasn't the number one pick, so you got a baller. You got your core. You got a good core, and
yep,
even
that's true.
But
the other
they
girl.
got to get one more big. They got to get some more bigs though.
Okay.
They got to.
I think yeah, I think
What
they
other
got
big
they
is
need a physical.
known? What
Yeah, they
other
need a
known big
physical.
is known on the field
Wait a
besides
minute.
Boston?
Well,
That's
that's a
it.
good point. I
Exactly.
don't.
No,
There's
I
no
mean,
other
Yeah.
big they talk about.
Boston.
yeah, I
Oh,
mean,
Timothy Taylor also saying Boston can't play with Clark. Likely will be traded in the offseason. Wow,
Hmm.
nah,
that's big news there.
That's
nah,
interesting. I think they doing clicking
no.
pretty good.
Yeah,
Mm.
no. Hey TJ, that sounds like Adrian Dantley to me. So we'll watch
Oh,
that.
oh man,
That sound like
yeah.
that sound like some Adrian Dantley talk to me.
Oh well, man. So Timothy Taylor's dropping a bomb there, a bombshell
Mhm.
right there. Uh,
Right.
man, they gonna give
Mm.
up on after 2 seasons. We have
No,
to see.
no, we might give up on you and get like a damn player and we might we might give up on you and get a player and a pick. That's what we might do. Because if you don't like Caitlin and Aaliyah, we don't need you. Hey, I'm
but
just telling you, hey, y'all go look up Adrian Dantley if y'all don't know who I'm talking about. Look him up.
uh, Adrian Danley, Detroit Pistons. Yeah, but hey,
Hmm.
Timothy's obviously keeping up with the league though. He's dropping some great nuggets there. We appreciate that
Yeah,
from
he
Timothy
is throwing
Taylor.
some good nuggets. Hmm.
Yeah, appreciate that, Timothy. Make sure you hit the follow for
That,
us and subscribe to the pages.
Timothy,
Make sure you subscribe to the TikTok page. Make sure you
Timothy ain't
subscribe to the 411 Network on YouTube. Here's the TikTok right there again. And same thing for the IG, as the cool people say, IG. That's Instagram for those who don't know. Same thing there too.
uh,
And Boston didn't fight for Clark when she got shoved. Okay, all right, here we go. So this is coming from Timothy. He's saying that Boston didn't fight for Clark. How y'all feel
Why
about
should
that?
she fight? Why should she fight and jeopardize her bag? She helped her
Ooh.
up. That's all she like.
especially if that's not her role. Again, if we
Go
want to get
scraping
back
off the
into
court.
things, there were people that had roles. Charles Oakley had a role. Uh, Anthony Mason had a role. Uh,
Uh-huh.
Char- uh, you know what I'm saying?
Draymond.
Bill Lambier had a role. Draymond has a role. You know what I'm saying? Like there are guys that are on teams. Matt Barnes had a role. Stephen what's my name?
Steven
From
Jackson.
Steven Jackson had a role. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody that were on these teams, there were guys that had a role. There were guys that were on team for a specific reason, which was
Yeah.
to enforce and maybe the Fever don't have an enforcer. And maybe there's somebody that they could look
To
to
go
add to
get
their
one.
team is somebody to be like, you know what, you're not finna mess with Aaliyah, you're not finna mess with Mitchell, you're not finna mess with Clark. My job is to knock the crap out of you, and you ain't finna mess with none of them.
Oh,
You know what I'm
I got a
saying?
name, and I got a name for y'all. What about Liz Cambage? Where's she at?
And yeah, Cambridge,
What
yes,
she needs to be.
Cambage or
yeah.
Cambage?
You
Can
don't
you
What
bring
she
her
Cambridge,
needs
back?
to
Liz.
Can you
be.
bring her
You
back?
you don't like Liz. You don't like
I'm
Liz.
not a fan. Not a
You
fan.
know, I like Liz. I like she a little again. That's she a little dirty. I like the little. I like
She
dirty.
she where
I
she's
like
supposed to be at. She
you see.
she where
See,
she
I
where she's
like
supposed to be
I
at, not in the W.
She's six
I like
nine.
that.
She's 6'9".
Mo
That's an enforcer.
Mo. I like
So
that. But you know
okay,
what, Mo? Mo. That's
if
what I like about that.
she's 6'9" and not in the W playing, question answer.
Yes, you're
Question.
right.
She's probably doing some modeling and stuff right now. You know what I mean?
What the kids do? You're right. Hey, there's a reason. You ain't 6'9" and a world class athlete and not in the WNBA for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Like and you know what? And the funny thing about that, and I know we gotta go, but I watched a little YouTube thing, and the lady went through a couple of episodes on her, and she's one of those same ones. She alienated some of her teammates,
Mhm.
and that's the thing that's the one thing that we need to watch about Clark. You cannot alienate your teammates. You cannot let your teammates feel like that you aren't somebody that they can count on you the same way that you need to count on them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And again, and Kobe, that's my guy. But Kobe said the same thing. Kobe said that his teammates came to him and asked him, like, "Man, do you need me?" He was like, "Yeah, duh, I need you." But like, he had to make them understand that they were needed by him. And the same way with Clark. That again, that gets to a whole other thing. And we ain't got but 11 games to judge all this on and to get in, and she'll have a couple of seasons where she can progress all this stuff and get a little bit better. But for me, and again, Mo, one thing I do think that the W needs, where you can draw some of the things in, is to draw in some male viewers, is when
Mm-hmm.
it's a little nasty, when it's not so much of a, when you're not so, we're not going to be so dainty, we're not going to say that these women are, it's a little nasty. I don't like her. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like Liz Cambridge. I don't like Tina Thompson. I don't like this particular lady
we do it
because
without
she's,
injury. As long as we do it without
yes,
taking somebody
yeah,
out and they missing games, you know what I'm saying? Like, just do it within the
yeah,
confines, and we cool with that. I think we all cool with that.
yes, yes.
Timothy is saying also that he said Clark from Iowa can't relate to black women or black culture. I'm a kind of lean off of that one a little bit because there's a lot of white females that are playing in the WNBA, even on her team, and her coach is
TJ,
white too.
TJ, what I said. Where's she from? What did I tell you before we got on this thing? And I'm finna get off here because my wife been cussed at me 5 times. Y'all ain't heard me.
Yeah,
Um, I'm finna get off here. But
that would be great to
what
have
did
over
I
there.
tell you? What did I tell you? Where was she from? West Des Moines, Iowa.
Yeah, but I
Bro,
mean, her
where's
teammates,
she
when she
been?
got white
Where's she
teammates,
been?
and she has a white coach,
TJ, where's she been?
there's white players throughout the league.
Yes, she ain't seen nobody. She never had to deal with nobody, like, for real. She never had to deal with nobody look like
I
me and you other
mean,
than her teammates. And her teammates were probably not nobody that came from,
no,
and I ain't even gonna be like we not hood at all. Like we some 2-parent household black people. You know what I'm
man,
saying? Like she ain't played with like she
dude,
ain't
I'm feeling
played with like
passion,
some
man.
cats that was like, she ain't played with no, like,
Okay,
she ain't played with none of them black
but
girls,
all
man. She
well,
ain't played with
yeah,
none of them. She,
but
for
let's look
real.
at all these schools that these players are coming from are white schools, 90% white. So it's not like she doesn't like this is just all black people in this league.
No, but
And
the WNBA is a more, that league is a lot more, that league ain't so
Timothy said,
really.
Timothy, before we go in, Timothy is he's funny. Sexy Red being played in the locker room probably pisses her off. Man,
You didn't hear that.
Yeah, wow.
Timothy, wow.
That
All right,
is,
but look,
yeah, Tuesday. I don't want to hear that. I'm
wow.
Y'all
Hey,
crazy.
look, bro, I know you need to roll. I know Mo got to roll out too, and
Yep.
I guess I'll do the same. But yeah, this has been great. And it's great to be able to sit here and talk, man. We talked WNBA for an hour and a half. I mean, come on now.
Right.
The Caitlin Clark effect is here. It's real.
Right.
But
And yeah,
I mean,
if we had to take it,
we,
yeah, if we had to take a few more tangents, we could have talked for another hour and a half. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because
yeah,
it's more again, like you say. And I'm gonna shut up after this. My thing about the WNBA and this whole thing.
yeah,
I love the physicalness of it. I don't
yeah.
necessarily condone anybody taking cheap shots against anybody and doing anything cheap against
Amen.
anybody. But the thing that I love that these are women competitors. I have I grew up around strong black women. So this doesn't, like this doesn't scare me. I don't know if it scares people or if it's something that people aren't accustomed to, but I've been around strong black women and I love it. I love the fact that they don't back down. I love the fact that they are going at each other. And what I want Caitlin to do, I want her to go back. I want you to toughen up, and I want you to get back at these girls because
Yep.
she has the skills. She has this. The one thing you can't deny about that young lady is she has the skill set. She has the game to do what she needs to do.
Oh,
But don't back up.
yeah. Oh, okay. So boyfriend, social media, bad stuff about injury. Yeah, I mean there's a little back and forth banter, but
Yeah.
um, it is
Mhm.
what it is. But at the end of the day, I think they understand what they there for. And the one thing about the WNBA at this point moving forward, we're looking at they have that infusion of superstar players on and off the court now. So that's what's gonna
Oh
keep
yeah.
that buzz going. And that's a good thing for the league. But yeah, we do have to roll because I don't want the Don to get in trouble and I don't want Mo to get in trouble either. So we're gonna roll out of here. But I definitely appreciate everybody. And look, we're gonna talk some more WNBA. We'll probably go into more depth with the about a couple of teams, especially Mo's team, Atlanta Dream. We gotta talk about that. And then we'll talk about my LA Sparks too next time.
Wait,
Uh,
the Lions, I don't have a favorite team in the W.
okay, well,
All of they all my favorite because I just like women's basketball. So I don't really have a favorite team.
okay. Well,
Mm-mm.
I
Mm-mm.
just tried to give
Mm-mm.
you a team,
Mm-mm.
but
Mo, you gonna have to pick one. You got to pick one, Mo. I ain't gonna
I
let you
gotta
do
pick
that.
one.
Yeah, you got to pick. I
Okay.
mean, you know what? Like, regardless, like I say, which one? When as that's the one thing about a basketball player, like you say, the one thing about basketball that you love that you can always identify with any player or any team is like that's like that's who I want to play for. If you could go to any WNBA team, there's one that
oh,
you want to play for. There's one that you want to play for, and which one is
Mo,
that? Because that's the truth.
Mo,
It's one that you want to play
Mo.
for.
Oh man,
It's
he
one.
put me on the spot.
I mean, on live
Yeah, I put you
TV
on the
too.
spot, Mo. Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Just,
And while you're thinking about that, shout out to Surge Sports because we're on Surge Sports as well with the
well, if you
simulcast. So
don't know, you know what? If you don't want to answer, hey, you know what? This will be our segue into the next one
Yeah,
for us three.
let me think on that one, bro. I don't know.
Okay.
okay,
That's hard.
all right, answer it next
Mhm.
week then. All right, but
Okay.
I'll
Yeah,
give y'all
we
mine.
get
LA,
together. Yeah,
mine's
yeah, we
LA
get yeah.
Sparks. Cameron Brink,
Yeah, I'm a
runner up.
spark. Yeah,
Cameron Brink, runner up, rookie of the year this year. Cameron Brink will be runner up, rookie of the year to
she
should be
should.
runner up.
She probably should.
Should be
Yeah,
should
but
be
yeah,
runner up to Caitlin
Caitlin,
Clark.
Caitlin's gonna do the damn LeBron James freaking Carmelo Anthony. Where Carmelo Anthony was the better rookie of the year, and they gave it to LeBron James because of the nut. Yeah. All right, man. I'm gonna
Good
go. Yeah. Hey,
All
man.
right. Deuces, y'all.
night.
Hey, this is nothing but
See ya.
love.
All right.
Mo. I
Love
want to
and
be.
peace.
Yeah, yeah. I want to get back on with you again, Mo. Hey,
All
we got to
right.
talk some ball.
All
All
right.
right.
We'll
Oh,
do. Y'all
all
take
right.
care.
Is it?
Later.
Is it?